Hi there everybody, my name is Dean Cothill and I'm so excited to introduce my YouTube channel to you. Whether you find yourself in ministry and in leadership, or whether you find yourself in the digital media space, I really hope that I can be a resource to you in any way possible. Today we're going to dive into social media and what social media platforms our small to medium businesses or local churches need to be on. I like to use an analogy. If you imagine a neighborhood, maybe the neighborhood that you grew up in, or if you just imagine a drone shot of a whole bunch of houses, I want you to imagine that that is Google. And really a Google registry. If you're old enough, a little bit like me, you would know something called a telephone book. And a telephone book had loads of people's names in it. Not only their names, their physical addresses, and a contact number. And there was even a business resource right at the back. Now you needed to know who you were looking for, that person's name, and that would connect you to the person's house and the telephone number in that house. But you had to be registered to be in that book. Similarly with our websites and similarly with Google, we need to have our websites registered within the Google domain to come up on people's search engines. So when people Google you, your local business or your church, we want to make sure that your SEO is up to date and up to speed. And I'll comment below some resources that I've already created for you and your local business to get onto Google Business, to get your website linked to Google, and to ensure that people can find you and your local business or church when they are searching for it. Now I want you to imagine that you're standing at the front door of that house that you have just searched for. Research suggests that we've got about 1 to 3 seconds to get somebody's attention as to whether they're going to come into that house to see what's going on inside. These are our landing pages. These are our Twitter headers, our Facebook headers. You know, what's the first thing that people see when they land at that specific place that they were looking for? The moment you step inside into somebody's home, you'll begin to see that there are some things on the wall. And in about 10 seconds, looking at the pictures on the wall, whether it's family holidays, whether it's kids' art and everything else in between, you will very quickly begin to see what matters to those people. The walls in the home are what I like to refer to as your Facebook page. When somebody lands on your Facebook page, it shouldn't take long for them to realize and recognize what matters to you. When I walk into your home, I can see very quickly what matters to you. Family pictures, some art up on the wall, maybe some beautiful paintings that were done by friends or family members, or even art that you may have paid for. As you walk through the home, you might hear the radio. I like to refer to Twitter as the radio in your home. And Twitter is fast-paced, it is very quick, and it is very specific about the topics that it deals with. And trending on Twitter is still a massive, massive deal, especially in South Africa, dare I say it. So if you're listening to the radio at about 9:05 and then you go for a walk, you kind of do a little bit of gardening, take a walk around the block, whatever it may be, and you come back half an hour later, the DJ is no longer talking about the same thing. Twitter is very similar. It is an extremely fast-paced, go, 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 go. You need to be focused, you need to be fine-tuned into what's happening in the conversations on Twitter for you to stay relevant and up to date with what's going on. You should be tweeting about 10 to 15 times a day to stay relevant and to stay up to date with your audience on that platform. You will then begin to notice that there's probably a TV or a few screens in your home, and that is very simply YouTube. YouTube is the screens in our home that host the videos that we all enjoy watching. Whether it is YouTube, whether it is Netflix, I think you get the idea, and we need to be creating videos for our social platforms, and we need to be putting them onto YouTube. So if you think about your small to medium sized business, or if you think about your local church, all of your videos need to be put onto your YouTube channel to ensure that your audience can be reached at that place. Instagram I like to refer to as a coffee table book. And coffee table books are usually beautifully curated. The text is very specifically chosen. The design work is very specifically chosen. The photos are beautifully edited and put together. And I really believe that Instagram is like those coffee table books. You usually see 3 pinned images right at the top, and as you land on somebody's page, you can see immediately what the curation looks like. And you and I both know that in about 5 seconds, we can decide whether we're going to follow somebody or not. And the beauty and the authenticity that is found on those pages in the first few little posts, before you even start swiping, you will begin to see whether you're going to follow that person or not. Last of the big 5 is TikTok, and I like to refer to TikTok as the fridge, both the outside of the fridge and the inside of the fridge. As a parent of 2 young children, they're constantly bringing home art, and usually there are themes at school, or there are just little trends that my son or my daughter like to pick up on. And at some point Daniel was just drawing flags, and it was flags, 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 and so the outside of our fridge was just plastered with flags. And then about a week later, when the World Cup kind of faded away, it was something else, and Daniel's now drawing our family, and then it's little pictures of men, and then soccer balls, and the trends happen so quickly that every 2 to 3 weeks there is something brand new happening. And similarly, on the inside of our fridge, when we prepare or when we buy vegetables, or whether the kids are into these yogurt cups, you know, there's a week that exists where these kids will work through like 4 or 5 of these yogurt cups a day. And then we'll buy the yogurt cups again, and on any given Monday morning, both of them will just go, no, we don't eat those anymore. And I'm like, what? Yesterday you had like 6. And then they're just done. They just don't want to see those things anymore. TikTok is very similar. It is fast-paced, it is very trendy, and the trends that exist are often very, very quick, and they last for a period of time, and then it's very quick onto the next thing, and you've got to make sure that you're trending and wanting to stay ahead of the trend to be posting on a very regular basis. Gary Vee suggests you should be posting on TikTok about twice a day. And so that's a great deal of content, and for you and your community, and for you and your local business, or for your local church, you got to figure out how to live in that world of TikTok, because it is so fast paced. To build an audience that is relevant to your brand takes a lot of time, effort, and energy. And so those are the big 5 things. Making sure that you find yourself in your Google neighborhood, and then the 5 platforms. It is Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, and the various images are used to try and explain them. I hope that you find that helpful. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and please hit subscribe if you'd like to come along for the ride. I'll see you tomorrow.